Hello everyone, my name is Aditya Dharma. You can call me Adit. My student ID number 211202115 and 7. So, I will present the material that I got. There is taking food order. Table of content from taking food orders. So, for the first, there are definition taking food order, and then the second one, type of full course, and then the third one, how to taking food orders, and then the fourth one, food order form, and then the last one, key vocabulary. Okay, move to the taking food order. So, in general, taking food order, process of collecting information about the food and beverage that a customer wishes to order, and then involves communication skills, the ability to convey the customer's choices to the kitchen staff, and then last there are to ensure that the customer's dining experience is personalized, efficient, and meets their expectation. Finding out what patrons want to eat from a restaurant or other food service facility is the process of taking food order. It entails interacting with patrons, responding to their inquiries on the menu, documenting their selection, and forwarding that data to the kitchen. When taking food orders, the customer set the customer menu starting from appetizer, main course, and dessert. Okay, next the full course. There are appetizers. So, small portion of food, usually savory and light, are served as appetizer and are considered a light first course. Their purpose is to pique your hunger. 8 categories can be used to classify. Appetizer, there are canapes, salads, soup, and consommes, chip and dip, horse deva, relishes, and crudité. And then there are cocktails. There is a lot of variety in the appetizer category, and depending on the occasion and venue. There are appetizers that are definitely more frequently offered on the menu. Example of appetizer include bruschetta, fried calamari, and shrimp cocktails. So, and then the next is a main course. So the main course is the focal point of dinner and is usually the largest course. A protein source such as meat, fish, or plant-based substitutes is typically served as the main course along with a variety of side dishes or accompaniments. And then a key component of meal planning is choosing the main course, which attempts to deliver the dinners and satisfying and well-balanced gastronomic experience. And then the main course ingredients are usually arranged to go well together, providing a pleasing fusion of taste, textures, and nutrients. So, and then there are dessert. So, dessert is what's often offered after the main meals. Dessert is also commonly referred to as dessert. And then the dessert dish is sometimes referred to as the last course or the final course and is sweet in flavor. So The next, they are the picture, how to taking food order. So the picture one, inquire are the collect orders always provide a friendly grin to the visitor when you approach a table to receive their order. Make them feel as and welcome. It's an art to grin as you approach the table, and it may make the whole dining experience better. A cordial waiter has the power to immediately put clients at ease, build rapport, and inspire trust. Make an introduction, the inquire if they need any recommendation or if they have any concerns regarding the menu. So they are knowledgeable about the menu. A competent server can offer suggestion based on the taste of the patrons. They can recommend will like recipes. Okay, the next, they are knowledgeable about the menu. A competent server can offer suggestion based on the taste of the patrons. They can recommend we like the recipes or draw attention to unusual but interesting goods. This entails being aware of the components, how they are prepared, and whether there are any dietary restriction. With this information, the server will be able to respond to any queries from the clients and make a price recommendation. And then the next, right order. Accurately recording orders is a crucial competence that every server needs to process to prevent confusion or errors. Food orders should always be recorded. Keep track of the information in a notepad or order form. In order form, the server to recall it. And then next, they are repeat the order. After writing down the order, repeat it back to the guest. This not only demonstrates the server's attention to detail, but also provide customers with the chance to amend error or add to their orders. Okay guys, after you see the examples of picture, I will then provide video examples to make it more interesting and easier to understand. So, watch this video.
Taking guests' orders. In this lesson, we'll be looking at how to take guests' orders. This is quite an important step. If you get the guest's order wrong, you'll ruin their dining experience. We'll be looking at timing when taking orders step by step, and tips for taking orders. Let's start with timing when taking orders. If your establishment adheres to LQA standards, the food order should be taken within 10 minutes of the guest being seated. Make sure you know the standard at your establishment. But also be aware of other signs that the guest is ready to order. For example, if you can see they are in a rush, they have closed their menus, or they are trying to catch your eye. Children can become unhappy and irritated when they are hungry. So, it's great service to ask the adult guests whether they would like you to take the children's orders earlier so that they can eat first. Remember that happy children are happy parents. Similarly, elderly guests may also want to order slightly earlier in the evening than some of your other guests. Sometimes elderly guests don't stay up quite as late as younger guests, and so may want to eat sooner. Now let's look at taking orders step by step. Let's take a step-by-step look at how to take the guest's order. Step 1. Fetch your prepared docket book and a working pencil or pen. Step 2. Approach the table and stand somewhere where you're out of the way of other servers. Don't stand too close or too far from the table. Remember that body language should be positive, bending forward slightly to show guests that you are attentive and talking specifically to them. Step 3. Walk around to each guest and take their order individually so that you can make your service personalized and hear each guest properly. Remember to write down the guest's order at their position numbers on the docket. Remember to ask about cooking temperatures and preferences. For example, if the guest orders a steak, ask how they would like it done. Also, recommend side dishes, such as vegetables or sauce, where appropriate. Finally, let's look at tips for taking guests' orders. Let's start with shorthand. Work with your colleagues and the kitchen to find shorthand for the dishes on the menu. For example, FC for fish curry, or BS for broccoli soup. The docket must always be neat and easy to read. Shorthand will help you keep it neat. Let's finish with off-menu requests. If a guest would like to order something that is not on the menu, try to accommodate them as best as possible. Find out from the kitchen what is possible. If the kitchen can't accommodate the guest, suggest alternatives or a similar item. So to recap, in this lesson, we looked at timing when taking orders step by step, and tips for taking orders. Good luck following these tips and steps when taking guests' orders. Staggering orders. Let's take a look at how to stagger the orders at your establishment. We'll be looking at understanding staggering, speeding up service, and slowing down service. Let's start with understanding staggering. Sometimes service can get very busy, with lots of guests arriving at the same time. You might also have a fast-paced service style, or have guests who are in a hurry. You can then help the kitchen by staggering your table's orders. In other words, timing the order process to help the kitchen. You learned in the lesson on the orientation that you usually deliver the menu to the guest after you have seated them. From there is a standard flow that you have seen. Do your orientation and inform the guest you'll be back in a few minutes to make a recommendation and take drinks orders. Return and make a recommendation tailored to your guests. Give the guests a few minutes to consider the recommendations. And return and take their order. There are a number of ways in which you can combine these steps to speed up or slow down service. Let's look at speeding up service. If you have guests who need to be somewhere at a certain time, or your style of service is fast-paced, there are a number of ways in which you can speed up service. You can shorten the time between delivering the menu and delivering your recommendations. Make your recommendation when delivering the menu, or you can combine the recommendations and ordering process. You might recommend the lionfish and a guest will immediately say, "I'll have that." This is why you always have your docket book with you. This might be the case for guests who have a meeting after lunch or have a show to get to after dinner. Now, Let's look at slowing down service. Just as you can combine the steps in the ordering process to speed up service, you can also draw the process out by leaving more time between the steps. Seating the guest, then delivering the menu a few minutes later, and then going back after that to recommend dishes, giving them a while to think about it before taking orders. Some examples of tables where you could apply this approach is with couples on a romantic dinner or guests on holiday. So in this lesson, we looked at the following points: understanding staggering, speeding up service, and slowing down service. Good luck adjusting your service for your establishment and guests.
Okay, that was the video about the taking food order. So in the video, it mentioned important things like timing, taking orders step by step, tips for taking orders, and then understanding, and the speeding up service, and then the last, slowing down service. Okay, the next there are food order form. So in a food order form, when being a waiter who's serving a customer ordering, we bring a form like a sample next to it. And then you can see food order form, there are date and person, server is Mary, and you can also add notes below the form. Okay, next there are key vocabulary. There are verb, and then nouns and others. In verbs, use the describe, explain, flavor, inform, order, place, recommend, and repeat, and run out or off, shout, to follow, and to stop. In nouns, there are alternative, appetizer, asparagus, cereal, confirmation, dish, entree, and then fillet, flavor, food order form, and then ingredients, main course, meal, mouse, oyster, salad, salmon, sole, especially starter, steak, and then vegetable and wheat. And others use available, equally, fresh, light, medium rare, tasty, tender, well done, and warm. Okay, the last there are for special attention, and example picture in the taking food order use this more expression. So that's all about material taking food order from me. If you any question and suggestion, please create in the column comments. Thank you guys.